Hello, Assalamu alaikum all. I'm Chahat Batul. Today we are going to have an interesting topic of research methodology, that how to collect quantitative data in a research. These are outlines. So the meaning of data collection, whether it is business, marketing, humanities, physical sciences, social sciences, or other fields of studies or disciplines, data plays a very important role, serving as their respective starting points. That is why in all these processes that involves the usage of information and knowledge, one of the very first steps in is data collection. Data collection is described as the process of gathering and measuring information on variables of interest in an established systematic fashion that enables one to answer queries, stated research questions, tested hypotheses, and evaluate outcomes. Depending on the discipline or field, the nature of the information being sought, and the objective or goal of users, the methods of data collection will vary. The approach to applying the methods may also vary, customized to suit the purpose and prevailing circumstances without compromising the integrity, accuracy, and reliability of the data. Quantitative data. These are data that deal with the quantities, values are numbers, making them measurable. Thus, they are usually expressed in numerical form, such as length, size, amount, price, and even duration. The use of statistics to generate and subsequently analyze this type of data add credence or credibility to it, so that quantitative data is overall seen as more reliable and objective. Quantitative data is numerical in nature and can be mathematically computed. Quantitative data measure uses different scales which can be classified as nominal scale, ordinal scale, interval scale, and ratio scale. Often, not always, such data includes measurements of something. Quantitative approaches address the what of the program. They use a systematic, standardized approach and employ methods such as surveys and ask questions. Quantitative approaches have the advantage that they are cheaper to implement, are standardized, so comparisons can be easily made and the size of the effect can usually be measured. Quantitative approaches, however, are limited in their capacity for the investigation and explanation of similarities and unexpected differences. It is important to note that for peer-based programs, quantitative data collection approaches often prove to be difficult to implement for agencies as lack of necessary resources to ensure rigorous implementation of surveys and frequently experienced low participation and loss to follow-up rates are commonly experienced factors. The quantitative data collection methods rely on random sampling and structured data collection instruments that fit diverse experiences into predetermined responses categories. They produce results that are easy to summarize, compare, and generalize. Quantitative data collection methods. Data can be readily quantified and generated into numerical form, which will then be converted and processed into useful information mathematically. The result is often in the form of statistics that is meaningful and therefore useful. Unlike qualitative methods, these quantitative techniques usually make use of larger sample sizes because its measurable nature makes that possible and easier. Quantitative surveys. Unlike the open-ended questions asked in qualitative questionnaires, quantitative paper surveys pose closed questions with the answer options provided. The respondents will only have to choose their answer among the choices provided on the questionnaire. Interviews. Personal one-on-one interviews may also be used for gathering quantitative data. In collecting quantitative data, the interview is more structured than when gathering qualitative data, comprised of a prepared set of standard questions. These interviews can take the following forms: face-to-face interviews, much like when conducting interviews to gather qualitative data. This can also yield quantitative data when standard questions are asked. The face-to-face setup allows the researcher to make clarifications on any answer given by an interviewee. This can be quite a challenge when dealing with a large sample size or group of interviewees. If the plan is to interview everyone, it is bound to take a lot of time, not to mention a significant amount of money. Telephone and or online web-based interviews. Conducting interviews over the telephone is no longer a new concept. Rapidly rising to take the place of telephone interviews is the video interview via internet connection and web-based applications such as Skype. The net for data collection may be cast wider since there is no need to travel through distances to get the data. All it takes is to pick up the phone and dial a number or connect to the internet and log on to Skype for a video call or video conference. Quality of the data may be questionable, especially in terms of impartiality. The net may be cast wide, but it will only be targeting a specific group of subjects, those with telephones and internet connections and are knowledgeable about using such technologies. Computer assisted interviews. This is called CAPI, or computer assisted personal interviewing, where in a face-to-face interview the data obtained from the interviewee will be entered directly into a database through the use of computer. The direct input of data saves a lot of time and other resources in converting them into information later on, because the processing will take place immediately after the data has been obtained from the sources and entered into the database. The use of computers, databases, and related devices and technologies does not come cheap. It also requires a certain degree of being tech savvy on the part of the data gathered. Quantitative observations. This is straightforward enough. Data may be collected through systematic observation by, say, counting the number of users present and currently accessing services in a specific area, or the number of services being used within a designed vicinity. When quantitative data is being sought, the approach is naturalistic observation, which mostly involves using the senses and keen observation skills to get data about the what and now what, and not really about the why and how. It is quite simple way of collecting data and not as expensive as the other methods. The problem is that senses are not infallible. Unwittingly, the observer may have an unconscious grasp on his senses and how they perceive situations and people around. Bias on the part of the observer is very possible. Experiments. Have you ever wondered where clinical trials fall? They are considered to be a form of experiment and are quantitative in nature. These methods involve manipulation of an independent variable while maintaining verifying degrees of control over other variables, most likely the dependent ones. Usually, this is employed to obtain data that will be used later on for analysis of relationships and correlations. Quantitative researchers often make use of experiments to gather data, and the types of experiments are laboratory experiments. This is your typical scientific experiment setup taking place within a confined, closed, and controlled environment. The laboratory, with the data collector being able to have strict control over all the variables. This level of control also implies that he can fully and deliberately manipulate the independent variable. Field experiments. This takes place in a natural environment on field where, although the data collector may not be in full control of the variables, he is still able to do so up to a certain extent. Manipulation is still possible, although not as deliberate as in a laboratory setting. Natural experiments. This is This time the data collector has no control over the independent variable whatsoever, which means it cannot be manipulated. Therefore, what can only be done is to gather data by letting the independent variable occur naturally and observe its effects. That's all.